Okay, welcome everybody to the Pursuit of Perfection. We are with my good buddy Doug. Me and him were talking earlier. We were working out over here, and he was telling me about just trash happening in the city where problems arise. Tell me about these problems, buddy.
Yeah, lots. People are complaining about the fact that the cost overrun of all these projects that the cities did. I mean, they got the cost overrun on the new water treatment plant. It was supposed to be $800 million. They gave them a $200 million over budget, and what ended up happening? The projected cost of that whole thing is going to be $3 billion. That's three times the cost of the original plan that they have, and now that's going to be passed on to the consumer, the people that got to use that water.
What can us citizens do though? Like, what are we expecting? And more hike-ups in our property taxes and all that? Or
You're definitely going to get more hype in your property taxes, but they don't have people at City Hall that are forward thinkers, people that think ahead. Like me, Arlington Street Bridge, they should have fixed that bridge 10 years ago when it
and
was
how long has it been
cheaper,
shut down?
and now it's been shut down for almost a year. When
It's awful.
they should have fixed that bridge 10 years ago.
That's
But what do
awful.
they do? They patch here, they patch there, till finally they go, oh, it can't hold uh, the weight that it's needed. We're
Uh-huh.
not going to take a chance of people going over it, so we'll shut it down and just leave it sitting there. And the longer they leave it sitting there, the higher the cost is going to be to repair it.
And everything's just costing more.
Everything's costing more. I
What's
mean,
our gas at right now? 134.
134 is our gas price, and
Can we find cheaper though?
if we look around the city, there are a few. I mean, if you got a Costco card, you get it cheaper.
Doug knows where these
If
places
you
are.
if you got if you're near Selkirk and Salter, you can go to 204, or you
I
go
did
across
go
the
there
bridge
yesterday.
and you
I
go
did
to
go there.
Canco, that's on the opposite side on Salter, and you can get it cheap.
It was 117.
Yeah, and usually those two gas stations fight amongst each other to get the traffic and
But
to
why
sell
do
the
they do
gas.
this? Is the gas watered down or no?
No, it's a high quality gas, 3 grades, and it's good as any other gas.
Same as Costco?
James Costco. Costco has 3 grades. Canco's got 3 grades. 204's got 3 grades.
That's funny that you mentioned that because my buddy works at Costco in LA,
Okay.
and he tells me that the gas is the same gas. People think it's watered down, but it ain't.
No, it's not
Gas
watered
is
down.
gas. He says, "Is that true?"
No, gas is gas. The only time it's different is when you got ethanol because it's mixed. Another
Was that
compound.
known for Mohawk? Mohawk had ethanol,
Mohawk
right?
as ethanol.
And now
Yeah.
what? We still have
And
we don't have a
we
Mohawk
don't
anymore.
have Mohawks anymore.
Or
Now
Husky.
they've been bought out by co-op. So
So
you know,
Husky and Mohawk are both gone.
yeah, yeah.
There
So
you guys go. I never do that.
it's just a squeeze. It's a squeeze on the consumers. It's a squeeze on business. I mean, we got businesses in this city that are closing down left, right, and center because the fact of the thievery, and it's the thievery comes in because the cost of living is a part of it. Another cost of it, another reason why there's such a high theft rate in Manitoba is because you got people with issues, out of work, not having jobs. They got to eat, and the only other thing is they either go to soup kitchens, and when they go to the soup kitchens, there's such a lineup they don't want to wait. So what do? They go over to a store, steal whatever they got to steal, take it home, or they
That's
sell
true.
it.
Is that why we got Giant Tigers closing down?
That's why Giant Tigers are closing down.
7-Elevens.
That's why 7-Elevens are closing down because
And then liquor stores have been
years
a
ago,
major security
you
upgrade.
never had to worry about. You could just
Giving your
walk in.
license.
You just, if you looked young, you'd give your license at the front desk as you're paying. But now you can't even get in. It's like Fort Knox. You got to give this ID
That's
before
crazy.
you even get into the
That is
buy
absurd,
your
really,
your liquor.
really. And when does this start? When has this been implemented? Since COVID time?
Yeah, just prior to COVID, it's just. I mean, there was an incident there where there was 3 employees, 2 males, 1 female. 2 guys came in.
Is that the one on Q8?
The one, yeah, and the 2 male employees ran in the back, left the female by herself. The guys jumped over the counter and started punching her out. They beat her pretty bad. And then they had to implement this new policy where you don't get in until your ID is shown because then they know if something does happen, who to falls back on, who the person they are to go arrest.
Wow, wow, that's awful.
I
That's
mean,
awful.
bike theft is up, car theft is up. You
What
might as
about
well
people
say-
just snatching stuff behind backyards? That's up.
Oh,
That's up. Like in Kuwait and over here,
people
McPhillips, Maple,
are so worried about they got to put on sensor lights in their house, they got to have alarm
cameras.
systems, cameras, because if you don't, they're gonna steal your bike, they'll steal your barbecue, they'll steal your car, they'll steal whatever's in your garage.
And apparently, people are even letting people's dogs out. And they
Yeah.
outside, yeah, they're letting all these dogs out. There's like dogs wandering on Kuwait in there on
Yeah.
that Tyndall watch.
Yeah, it's getting bad. I mean, You look around the city, there's so much garbage all on the roads and on the
There's cars.
sidewalk.
Cars were set on
Cars
fire.
and set on fire, and you're just looking at going like, are we in a city or are we in a war zone?
That is absurd, man.
You got to
Holy
ask
shit.
yourself: are the people that are running the city doing their job? Are they doing what needs to be done? And they're talking a lot about, well, summertime's out, kids are out. It's not all just kids doing the crimes. It's adults
That's
doing
awful.
the crime too.
That's awful. So what are we gonna do? Any plans to
I mean,
stand up for yourself?
they're
That's all.
I mean, if you stand up for yourself, the police advise you that's not a wise thing to do because you could get hurt, or if you don't get hurt and you hurt the person, they're going to sue you. So
I thought technically, if like say you subdued the person, like say you were at home, Doug, I came and I attacked you. I had a knife. What are you gonna do?
well, you're going to use as much force to defend yourself or your wife or your kids, or your home.
Yeah.
But if
But
you
I'm
tend
at
to
your
go
home.
overboard,
I'm at your home. I'm at your
But-
front door, and it happened there. Can't
But-
you subdue? Can't you subdue me or do something?
you could subdue a person, but when adrenaline gets going, it's pretty hard to pull your adrenaline back. You're fight or flight, so you're going to fight like hell.
But your aim is not to kill that person.
No, your
right?
aim's not to kill that person. Your aim is to either get him out of your
Would
house.
you tie
get
him up and leave him for the cops?
Oh, are you kidding? You tie him up, you're in trouble. That's
Really?
unlawful confinement.
Really?
Oh, a friend of mine,
But you're
Not a
leaving him
kid.
for the cops.
no, a friend of mine caught someone breaking in his car.
What do you do? Tie him up?
He put him in his trunk. He took him to the police. He got charged with unlawful confinement.
But at the same time, like you took me, you subdued me, you tied me up to the chair, and then you called the cops.
Yeah, but
That's different,
It's
isn't
the same thing as my buddy has 2 Neapolitan Mastiffs. Somebody broke into his house.
Okay.
The dogs were there to protect the property. That's what their pets. The guy got a little bit chewed up. What happened? They
Charged.
take the dogs. They take his dogs. They hold them for a certain period of time until they decide whether the dogs are vicious or not. If
To
they
be put
do-
down?
Yeah. So
Holy crap.
he ended up after a few weeks. He got his dogs back because the city deemed they weren't violent dogs. They were just protecting
Okay, but
the
did he
premises.
get a fine of it?
No, he didn't get no fine. He didn't get no charges. It's just that the
And
dogs.
all this matter he had to put into court. They had to be put into court or no?
No, it didn't have to go to court. But the fact that if the dogs would have went a little bit more aggressive on the guy, then
It's a different
it would have
story.
been a different story. Like if he would have got a point where maybe he had to get plastic surgery on his arm, or maybe he got part of his butt chewed off,
Holy
then
crap, man.
you're going to be sitting in court, and then that guy has a right to sue you, even though he broke into your property.
That's full on crazy.
You know,
Like the
it's-
things that happen in the city is crazy.
Oh,
And then
like you said-
the way how the system is set up.
the system is not set up for you or I. It's set up for the criminal to do whatever he wants, and then when he happens to go into the wrong house and he gets manhandled, then
And it's still on against you. It's
still
still on you.
It's on the homeowner then, and you're like,
But then again, you're protecting your family
exactly
in the house, in your
and
house.
that's the thing that they need to start changing. The system has to change. That if you decide to come to my house, break in my house, steal my stuff, there's a consequence. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to maim you. I don't want to. But if you happen to get manhandled a little bit, don't turn it back on me and say, "Oh, you went overboard. I didn't kill him. I didn't hurt him."
Holy shit.
It's an adrenaline thing when you're in that situation. You can't dial back your adrenaline because you're worried about yourself, your wife, your kids. That's your main concern.
I
And
can't
you want
believe
this
this.
guy out, or whoever it is out.
See, we always learn something new, man.
So
I
you're just,
just
at the
now-
point where you're just saying, "What do I do? Do I just let myself get beat up, and then I'm sitting in the hospital, like the person
Mhm.
can't go to work,
Mhm.
he can't provide for his family, now he falls behind in his mortgage. The criminal got
This is
whatever he
mind-boggling
wants,
to me now because it's
and
kind of
the criminal's out going doing it to someone else. So you're kind of like, wow,
holy
the
shit.
system's not set up for the right people.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the city's not forward thinkers. I mean, look at now, they're changing the whole transit system. People are so upset. They're thinking, well, hey, I got to go twice as far to get to the bus stop that I had to go to before, because they're saying that now all these new bus routes are going to be more efficient.
So they're messing around with our bus stops. They're messing around with our trashes. I heard we're paying
Yeah.
for trash now.
Oh yeah,
When is this taking in place? Is it fall?
Yeah,
This fall?
yeah. The city wants to pass the buck on to everybody else, and yet at the end of the year when they do checks and balances. There's never money saved. Next year, wintertime, if you don't have 15 centimeters on your street, they're not going to remove the snow. So be prepared for that one. You got a small car or a low car, you're not going to be moving with 14 centimeters of snow under your vehicle. So unless there's 15 centimeters or more, they're not removing your snow. That's the new cost efficient that the mayor is saying. We're going to save a lot of money. Well, yeah, but how many people got to wait for a tow truck to come or maybe a taxi to come to take you to work or some way to get to work because now you can't drive because there's 14 and a half centimeters of snow.
It mind boggles me, all this crap it's all piling on here.
It's just going to be a shame. People are going to be this new mayor that they is there now.
This guy that took over for what's his face?
Yeah, he's after this year. You're going to see he will never make a second term. I forget what his name is, but he'll never make a second term because if he's going to put all this cost onto the taxpayers, when the taxpayers are tightly squeezed already, he won't be around. He'll be gone. So you got to look at
awful, man.
Save money, alienate the public,
and
you're done. You won't get another term.
This is awful. The system that we have here.
Use the money efficiently. I mean, you could probably put a mother to run the city who would run the city better because a mother who budgets for her home budgets to the penny.
True.
Now you put her running the city, you probably have a better city, better money saving platform.
That's Doug, man. Doug knows the news.
So.
And you keep intact with the news all the time, right, brother?
I listen to the news every day. I want to know what's going on. I want to know where our money's being spent. I want to know what the crime rate is. I want to know what areas to stay out of.
Good thing it doesn't stress you. It would have stressed me.
It doesn't stress me. It just makes me concerned that, Winnipeg isn't getting better. It's you look at Calgary, you look at Toronto, you look at all a lot of other cities, Vancouver, and they don't help small business here. I remember talking to a politician and asking him, what you want me to elect you, but what are you going to do for small business? Why don't you do a platform? I said, for the first 3 years of opening a business, you pay a quarter tax. After 6 years, you pay half tax. After 9 years, you're paying 3/4 tax. After 12 years, you're paying full tax. The money that this business is going to bring in, that he's going to have to hire employees, whatever, but at least he's going to have a 12-year base of bringing Joe Public in, buying his product, making money, and being taxed on it. But yet you tax small business so much here that they're closing up shop left and right.
And we got some good talent today. We got my interview today is with Mr. Russo's son, the hockey player.
Oh,
we got Noah.
Good.
We got Noah, so it's going to be fun.
That'll be good. Right. He's good. He's a great hockey player.
Good kid.
Kid's going to probably end up in the NHL.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Got a great dad. Comes from a great family.
All right, Pursuit of Perfection. We are with.
My name is Noah Russo. I'm 16 years old, and I've been playing hockey for, like I said, like around 10 years, and I've been going here PF for about 2 to 3 years now, just with my dad. And for sure, he's been my biggest influence. Pretty much, my whole life. My family and friends have pushed me to be better, and.
Mr. Russo's son, the great Noah. You've been playing for how long now?
Around like 10, 11 years now. So, pretty much hockey's been the one sport that I've kind of just wanted to pursue my whole life. And
Nice. So how did you want to become a hockey player? Like what persuaded you? Was it this guy?
I guess, yeah. I mean, pretty much the motivations only come from my
fan. From the fan. We'll call him the fan.
And
we'll call him the fan.
Yeah. So
that's awesome though. What do you call it? I got a question for you. Do you have any childhood sports heroes? Like who did you grow up watching? Who did you believe in? And who still motivates you?
I guess in hockey I'd probably say McDavid and Crosby, Ovechkin, all those greats. You know what they've done for their career.
And these
Uh,
guys still motivate you till today,
yeah,
right?
I mean, even with like some of the vets that are in the league, I mean, I think that it's awesome what they're doing, how they keep, you know, putting up the points and you know doing what they're doing. So
Okay.
yeah.
And what are your most memorable moments as a fan? Like, what do you expect from them? Like, remember that time when Ovechkin broke
I
Gretzky's
mean, yeah,
record?
just watching what they can do out there, it's unbelievable.
That's what
Even
motivates you, right? You just want to keep
like
driving.
it just yeah, like that's what I want to work towards. You know, watching, you know, hundreds and hundreds of fans. You know, watching that one guy. You know, that would be something that would, you know, make me want to be like that.
What's your pre-game routines before you start your play? Like, say on a game where it's a practice day versus a pre-game day.
Practice day, you know, we might start with like a workout or just a small warm up.
Okay.
But during games, you know, you get there a couple hours early, and you know, you want to prepare. You want to dial into the game. You know, you want to get a good warm up in. You make sure you eat right and all that. So,
Nice, nice. How's your diet though? Your diet's pretty good.
um,
Like aside from
honestly, I
having the
mean,
Big Mac and chicken wings and chicken fingers.
yeah, I mean, I try my best to keep it healthy, make sure I'm getting the right amount of protein in. I mean, that's huge for hockey players, right? You know, you're burning that even when you're sleeping. So, just
But the
making
fan's
sure.
not on your tail talking to you and telling you that. No,
No, he's not. He's
You're
not.
doing your own thing. You're looking after yourself.
I try my
That's
best to,
awesome.
yes.
And just letting you guys know, Noah hails from BC, right?
Well, I mean, I'm from the last 2 years. I've played out in BC and I went to school in BC.
Okay, and that's what
So-
the fan wanted for you. Like,
Yeah, I mean-
you guys both decided on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we made it a decision to go out there for more exposure. We thought that the hockey out there was a lot more, you know, better for my, you know, what I want to do.
Like self motivation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay,
So-
so Noah thrives for all that. When you want it, that's a grasp that you always think of.
Exactly.
There
yeah.
is no thing.
There's
that
always
you would-
more. There's always more to work towards.
Nice, very
So-
nice. For a pre-game routine,
Mhm.
is that different from your practice routine?
I would say so. You know, a lot of players like myself, I like to be superstitious.
Okay.
You know, maybe the last game was good. I scored a goal or something, so I wear the
Nice.
same suit, or you know, maybe have the same
Who
meal.
was the dude that flips like they wear the same sock, or they flip their sock? Was that McDavid? He did some kind
Well,
of
I
thing
know.
with the
I
sock.
know. Last year he wore the same suit
Okay.
in the playoffs.
Okay.
So
But there are specific players that have different superstitious beliefs.
a lot
right?
of like,
Yeah.
I'd say like half the pros, they more than half would probably do a lot of superstitious things. So
Nice, nice.
yeah.
And then for working out, so this is where I wanted to bug you and the fan. So the fan always wants the best for you, right?
Right.
And that's what the fans want for us,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But what he's taught you,
Mhm.
and from what you've taught yourself, and what you picked up along the way from
Mhm.
friends, coaches,
Yeah.
what do you got to say about like how do you use that according to when you're using that towards hockey?
Well, I'd say just what I've learned
Yeah.
in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, with him and you know, coaches and trainers. Like I kind like if I come by myself, I try and incorporate that in my own workouts.
Okay.
And even like for eating, I'd say what he's taught me.
Yeah.
I try and
You go heavy on
Yeah.
carbs in the morning.
more protein. I'd
More
say
protein?
more
Okay,
protein because
okay.
I'm trying to, you know, for especially in this next season, I'm trying to gain a lot more weight and a lot more muscle.
Yeah.
So.
And that plays a big factor in you, right?
It
Like
does, yeah.
yeah.
Being
Like offense and defense.
kind of being a shorter, average guy, I want more muscle.
Very nice.
So
Oh, and what position do you play?
I'm a center.
Center. So no place is center, and
Yeah.
but you can play each wing. Either way.
Yeah, I think I could. I
That's
think
awesome.
I could.
That's awesome. For strengthening wise, what do you use? Like, what do you use? Do you use bench, deadlift, squats, or do you use all three?
I would say I would like in the gym. I'd use all three, but using more like my lower body
Yeah,
because I mean
yeah.
for hockey players that's
Yeah.
that's your
Like
most
waist-
important.
waist-
That's your most important
Yeah.
muscle, right?
Wasting
You
all
wanna-
the way down.
Yeah, you got
So
to be.
deadlifts is probably a big thing. Right?
Yeah, that too as well.
Nice.
But I mean, a lot of squats, a lot of squatting.
Nice.
That's what I try and go most heavy on. Try and build that muscle.
The fan is pretty much a fan of that, and you know we're at work together. The guy always
Yeah.
bugs me and tells
I
me,
know. Yeah.
"Here, no, you know what? Be quiet. Get to the gym.
Yeah.
Do your thing." He'll slap me with the card. He'll say, "Here, take it." take it and go to the gym,
Yeah.
right? And likewise, that's just the way the fan was. He's just he's great to be around.
Yeah.
It's a different character, but he's great to be around. How does your mom feel on this?
She supports me.
Yeah.
She knows that I'm, in love with this game, and she knows that I want to pursue it, and she's with me 100% of the way, and that's all I can ask for, right? So
Nice. Well, I hope you're the best, brother. You're doing great. So where are you at now? You are at
right now, this past season I was at the U17, the under 17 level.
Okay.
Now trying to push for either the U18 level or junior hockey.
Nice. And where does scouts play in? Like, is there scouts watching from everywhere?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that they come to a lot of these games.
Like, you never had a doubt in your mind that these guys would be watching anywhere, from even practices anywhere, right?
I mean, you never know. They might be there.
Like, they could be in the bleachers everywhere.
You always have to, do your best and work your hardest. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome, man. For talent-wise, friends, was it hard for you to make friends when you went to BC, or was it easily a instant?
I think especially last year,
Yeah.
It was instant.
Okay.
Hockey's a sport that you make all of your all my friends are
all your teammates are basically all your buddies.
pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean going BC was academy hockey, so you're in school and you're on the ice with them. You're with them 24/7. So just the bond that you grow with your teammates, it's something that'll last forever. So
for younger generations that are wanting to play hockey,
Mhm.
little league, whatever league they want to play in, what do you got to tell them? Like, what would you say? Like, they have a fear where they won't be accepted by the team, or they're gonna be the little kid, the junior kid that they don't want to be with, right? What would
Right.
you have to tell these kids that want to do the game and feel like they want to fit in? What's your advice to them?
I would say just you put in the right amount that you want. You put in the exact amount that you want, and you go more.
So don't give up.
Keep pushing yourself. Yeah,
You'll get days where your team is on you, right?
Oh yeah, you see some guy working hard, that should push you to work even harder.
Nice. That's awesome, Noah. So even if they take you down, even if say, yeah, it was my bad, I missed all these chances, these opportunities, and then the goalie shut you guys out.
I mean, you can't get mad at that. You have to look past that. You have a bad shift.
Yeah.
You think about, instead of getting on yourself, you think about, what can I do better? What can I improve on that next shift, the next shot that I have? Visualizing what you're going to do the next time you have that opportunity.
Yeah. So it takes you down, but you're like, next time, don't worry, I got this.
Right.
I got
Yeah.
this. But it's coming from me.
You don't want to get negative, because that's just how you're gonna, you're not gonna play better after that. You're just gonna get down on yourself every time you make a mistake. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah. That's awesome. These are the kind of talent that you want. You want that perseverance, and that's what I see in Noah. So, the fan always talks about it. I told you that earlier, and he can't get enough of it, man.
Yeah.
You're watching the game. We're on break watching the game,
Mhm.
and right away he'll talk about you.
Oh yeah.
He's
That's
like,
awesome to hear.
my son could put these pansies to shame. He'd say. So, it's always been one of those camaraderies that we have at work, and I haven't worked for so long, but I miss the guy. So, well, we'll work soon. I think I'll be back in summer.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you want to give your buddies a shout out? Anybody, your team, your colleagues back up there?
I mean, I'd like to thank all my coaches and teammates back in BC for the opportunity the last 2 years. So yeah, it was
and there's
fun.
more of Noah
It
to
was fun.
come, right?
Yeah.
It's not over. It's not over.
Yeah.
Probably the next time I see him, he'll be like strapped on AAA,
Oh yeah.
right? And that's one of the big goals, right? AAA.
That's probably next season's goal for sure. Yeah.
Now, I know in basketball, I don't know too much of the way how hockey runs, right? But you and the fan probably know about this. But then, remember in basketball they got the McDonald's League. Remember how some of the scouts are watching in that league,
Right.
and these are the guys that's going to be driven up to the NBA
Right.
as a rookie class. How is it in hockey? What leagues would those be to
Um,
pertain to the NHL? Like to be one more step closer to the NHL.
I would say that's probably the WHL,
okay.
Western Hockey League, or college, NCAA
Okay.
Division
So
One.
that would happen after AAA, in the
It
minors.
could- it
That's where you
could.
want to drive
It
into.
definitely could. I think in my position, I'd have to work a lot harder
Yeah.
to get to that spot.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm only just starting, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I have a lot more work to do. That's for sure. So.
And Noah has that passion. I see that motivation in you, brother. I want you to keep that up. You're doing great.
Oh yeah.
A shout out to the fan. I'll see you back at work shortly. I'll have my own interview with him one day.
Oh yeah.
Not today,
Great.
he says.
That'd be great.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks, Noah. That has been awesome, brother.
Thank you.
I wish you the best.
Thank you. Appreciate
And
that.
yeah, good luck to you.
All my niggas got it unanimous. Not from different cloth and different calibers. My skeleton is matching with my managers. She love me calm, handsome, and I'm talented.
Anyways, on the good note, it's Canada Day on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So happy Canada Day, Doug.
Yes, happy Canada Day. Looking forward to it. Being out amongst the public, going to the forts and watching the fireworks, having some food.
Is that your plans? You guys going before?
Yeah, going to the forts. Have some.
You got no
food.
training though. You training anybody tomorrow?
Nope, no training.
And
Nobody
I think
tomorrow.
what's Planet Fitness opening up Tuesday?
Tomorrow's open only till 12
Tomorrow
p.m.
or is it Tuesday? That's open
The
there?
first is only open till 12 p.m.
So that's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is
It's a full day,
okay. And today
and today is a full day.
So advise you guys to
So-
work out now.
So come
your
in,
workout.
get your workout done, de-stress. That's the best thing. Working out helps you get you de-stressed, makes you feel good.
But anyways, thanks, Doug.
Yep.
It's been great to
It's
talk.
nice to come.
I think
and sit and
Yashika
hear my
actually has
voice.
your interview on social. We'll save that for Yashika, but you got a good interview coming up with
Okay,
Yashika.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. So
forward to it.
happy Canada Day, everybody. We'll see
Happy
you guys.
Canada Day. See you again.
Cheers.
Everybody, take care. All the best.
We'll see you guys on the next episode on The Pursuit. See you guys later. Thank you, Doug.